Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sarel van Grennen, aka Mr. VG. And wow, what a video to be looking at today. Simultaneous equations, substitution methods specifically. This is a guaranteed exam question for 5 or 6 marks. Oh man, I wish someone would have told me all of these things when I was at school. I'm grateful for the teachers I had, but sometimes not all of them warned me as well as I'm warning you. So remember, when you are looking at an exam, you will see that a simultaneous equation would have both x's and y's in, and they even tell you solve simultaneously. They don't have to, they can just say solve x and y. But there are two types of methods that you can use to solve simultaneously. You can choose which one. The first one is substitution, which is specifically going to be in this video. While the second equation, which is elimination, is going to be in our next video. So in this video, we're looking at substitution. Now, this is the method, grade 9s, that you are going to be asked to do in grade 10 and 11. Every time we're going to ask you solve simultaneously, and you are going to use substitution. But elimination, which is in the next video, is just an awesome, quick way of solving some sums in matric. But I'm not going to get into that now. I'll get into that in the next video. So how would a sum look? But before we ask you or tell you how it will look, there's 5 steps to the substitution method. And this is the same straight through to matric, okay? The 5 basic steps of solving using the substitution method is: number 1, isolate. So you are going to pick an x or a y equation and get that x or y alone. You're with me? Secondly, I'm going to take that, substitute it into the other equation you haven't used yet. Then I'm going to solve one of the variables. After I've solved that variable, I'm going to substitute back into one of the equations and solve the other variable. Okay. I know that you might not be used to writing all of these things out like this, but please keep these notes next to it when we ask you to solve simultaneously. So the sum would look like this: 3x plus y equal to 5, and 2x plus 5y is equal to 12. And they tell you solve simultaneously. So let's follow the 5 basic steps. Step 1, isolate. So in which of those equations is it easier to get an x or y alone? Definitely from the first equation. I'm going to isolate y by transposing that 3x, so by subtracting 3x on both sides. So y is equal to 5 minus 3x. Secondly, now I'm going to use that equation, number 3, and I'm going to substitute it back into number 2 because I haven't used it. But I know that the examiner needs to know what I'm doing. So substituting it back in 2, it means replacing every y with 5 minus 3x. So everywhere there's a y, I placed 5 minus 3x. And now I need to go to step 3, solving for x. How do I solve for x as if it was a normal sum? Let's get rid of our brackets. So I'm distributing that 5 into there, multiplying it in. What kind of an equation is this? This is a linear equation. So I need to isolate x. So I'm going to take the 25 and I'm going to subtract it on both sides. This leads me towards negative 13x equal to negative 13. I still haven't isolated x. So I need to divide by negative 13 on both sides. And therefore x is positive 1. Then we go to step 4, which is substitute that x equal to 1. Well, I'm going to choose number 3. Why do I choose equation 3? Grade 9s, look at that. Y is alone. Remember, I'm trying to solve y. I already have x. But you could choose number 1 or 2 as well. It's just going to be harder work. This means that y is equal to 5 minus 3 times 1 because x is 1 and therefore y is 2. And this gives me actually a set of coordinates, 2, 1, 2. This means when x is 1 and y is 2, both of those two equations actually holds true. So your left-hand side is equal to your right-hand side. But practically, what does this mean? If I look at the two graphs, 2x plus 5y equal to 12, that is equation number 2. And I look at 3x plus y equal to 5. Well, that's equation 1 as being the green one. Where do they intersect? Oh my goodness, at 1, 2. Man, this is awesome. So we are actually going to use simultaneous equations to determine where graphs intersect one another. Wow, I love mathematics, how everything comes together. This is beautiful. So ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tune in to my next video where we are going to look specifically at the elimination method. So keep well. Cheers.